Hello. I am just coming on to talk a little bit about paying attention and the anchor. So, whether you're joining me for the yoga or the mindfulness, the anchor is a phrase that you'll hear me saying, and it's a focus point of attention, typically in the body or on the breath. Um, that we bring our awareness on, or we set our intention at the start of a class to keep our awareness on our breath, our body. So in yoga, it's particularly obvious that we set our intention at the start of the class to keep our attention on our bodies, on how they're feeling, on listening to the little messages and whispers that are coming up from our body. So that's our intention. And of course, 2 seconds in, and our mind has gone to this morning's meeting at work, or, what we'll have for dinner tomorrow, or the fight we had last week with someone. So, what I'm saying is the mind is going to wander, and that's what minds do, and that's what we expect in mindfulness practice. That's what we have to work with. So, what we do then is we say, okay, my mind has gone off into the future or back into the past. It's gone off into remembering or worrying or ruminating or whatever the mind is busy with, and go, okay, notice that now. That's great. Let's come back and focus on my body again. And that's an anchor. So your body can be an anchor in yoga. In mindfulness practice, you're not moving so much, so you might place your awareness on your breath as your anchor. So just following the pace and the rhythm and the texture of the breath, and just being with the breath. And when you're with the breath, or when you're with the body, the only place you're not is in your head, which is a great advantage. We're not so much thinking or ruminating. So that's the idea behind, the anchor. Um, some people don't like the breath as their anchor, and that's fine. They may have like conditions like asthma or historical issue with breathing or whatever, and that conjures up some associations that are negative, and that's fine. So the body, hands, or the feet, or even the seat might be a place to bring back your awareness to whenever you notice the mind wandering off into busyness or to-do lists or whatever it's doing. Sometimes we can feel sick and our bodies are just not the place we want to focus our attention on. And we can use sounds. So sounds outside, sounds inside, sounds internally, and just notice the coming and going of sounds. Again, when we're noticing the coming and going of sounds, we're not in our heads. We're completely noticing pitch, the tone, the rhythm, the flow, the silence sometimes. So that's the anchor. And I've commissioned my inner child to do a little picture to illustrate. So on top, this is the sea, just in case it's not obvious. There's waves of sensations, thoughts, emotions, and impulses. Of course, the writing now will probably be backwards for you, but you get the idea. And then you have the sea, and then down here on the seabed, you have your anchor, that place of peace and calm and stillness and steadiness. And this body, breath, or sounds is what I've written in there. Of course, you'll see it backwards now, but that's how we bring ourselves from the waves of emotions, thoughts, and all of that busyness going on to the place of inner calm. That's our anchor, that place of inner calm. We may have to bring our minds back to our place of calm 100 times a minute, and that's perfectly normal. That's no problem. But the more we practice it, the stronger the muscle in our brain gets. So it's like a bicep curl for your arm. Each time you bring your awareness back to that anchor that you choose, you are building the muscle of mindfulness and living in the present moment and paying attention and It gets stronger with practice. Why would you want to do that? Well, we live so much time in our heads. It's nice to balance it with some time inside in our bodies. It cultivates some calm, some peace, ease when we need it. And we're fully present in whatever we can be fully present or more fully present in whatever we're doing. So if you take the scenario of you're in a meeting with work and your mind goes off to a fight you had yesterday with someone, or this morning's conversation at breakfast, or whatever it is, you're not in the meeting. You're away. Your body's in the meeting, but your mind is somewhere else. So you can perform better. You can perform better on the golf course, maybe, when you're lining up for a shot. And if you're thinking about what you're making for dinner that evening or who you have to meet after, you're not really there. Again, your body is there, but your mind isn't. So it's bringing everything back into alignment, being fully present and hitting that shot or whatever it is. It can work beautifully for conversations with people or being with your children more fully. So if you're playing with your children and you're thinking of something at work, you're not really there, and children can smell that. So you're not fully with them and you're not fully enjoying it either. In conversations with people, if you're having coffee with someone and they're telling you some issues they're having, and you want to be really present with them, but you haven't that muscle to keep your attention, then it'll wander off. And you know when someone has wandered off to, I don't know, thinking about their washing that they never did when they came out, or did they turn off the cooker, so that's why we pay attention, or build that practice in paying attention, being more fully present in our lives, as opposed to them flying by past us without actually being in them fully. Head, heart, gut, firing on all cylinders. I hope that's helpful, and if it's confusing, just reach out and I can give you more clarification. Have a lovely day.